think there's a feeling a lot of people have nowadays, but like almost nobody talks about it. You could be around people, family, friends, even coworkers, and still feel like you don't belong there. Like everyone else is fine with life, and you're not. Like somehow they all got the memo that you never got. And after a while, you start thinking like, damn, like what's wrong with me? Why do I always feel like this? Why can't I just be okay with where I am? And I felt like that for a long time as well. And the answer I found was not what I expected. I remember being in rooms where everyone looked comfortable, like talking about the same things, doing the same things, living the same life. And, they seemed fine with it, but somehow for me, that idea that going out every weekend, drinking, smoking, just talk about for random stuff for hours, it was never for me. Other people seemed happy doing it, but I always felt like I wanted more. Like, life was supposed to be bigger than this, not better than them, just different. And that made me kind of feel like the outsider, like kind of like the black sheep, like I didn't belong anywhere. Maybe you feel that too, like you're around people all the time, but inside it feels like you're alone. For a long time, I thought that meant that something was wrong with me, like I was too much, too different, too hard to place. But, later I kind of realized that feeling really shows up when you're starting to outgrow the life you're in. When you want more out of life than the people around you, like you're going to feel uncomfortable. And that's not because you're broken, it's really because you're changing. And when you're changing, the old environment starts to feel kind of too small. But nobody explains that. So instead of thinking like, damn, maybe I'm meant for something else, you think maybe something is wrong with me. And I used to do that for years as well. Here's the best way I can kind of explain it. Like, I want you to think about guitar strings, okay? Just the strings, laying on the floor. The potential is there, but you can't make music with strings on the floor. Like, you need the guitar, like the body, like the structure, something to connect them to. So the second those strings get put on the right guitar, like everything changes. Not now the sound comes out. Now the potential has somewhere to go. That's what the right environment does. That's what the right mentors do. That's what the right tools do. They don't give you something you didn't have. They connect you kind of with what was already there within you. And most people never get that connection. So they spend their whole life feeling like something is just off, For me, everything kind of started changing when I was around 20 years old. That's when I found mentors who saw something in me that I didn't see yet. They pushed me in ways I never would have pushed myself. They introduced me to even tools that helped me understand my mind, my habits, even the emotional stuff I was holding on to, from my past. Like, I didn't realize how much old memories, old fears, old experiences were still controlling how I acted. Like, once I started working on that, things that felt like impossible before, like started happening fast. It was crazy. Like, my environment changed, the people around me changed, my confidence changed, my entire life changed. Not because like I was special, it was because I finally stopped trying to figure everything out like on my own, alone. And over time, I was able to build the life I used to only imagine. I got married. I built my own business, moved into a place I never thought I'd live in. I mean, I don't know if you could see it right now. It's like a beautiful view out here where I currently live. And traveling even became normal. I always wanted to travel, and all of that happened not because I got lucky. it's because I found the right people, the right tools, the right environment, like, and that changed everything. And one of the biggest things that changed for me was realizing I wasn't the only one who felt like this, you know? There are a lot of people out there who feel like the black sheep, like people who know they have potential, but don't feel like they fit in anywhere, you know? And maybe you could kind of relate to that. And you know, over time, I started surrounding myself with those people, like people who wanted more, people who wanted to grow more, people who, you know, didn't feel comfortable just staying the same. And when you're around people like that, I think you don't feel weird anymore. Like, you know, you like feel normal. Because for so long, I just felt out of place. Like, I just felt like I don't belong there. Maybe I'm weird or whatever. And with those people, I felt like that wasn't the case. That's when life actually started to move where I wanted it to go, you know? So if you always felt something was off about you, like if you, I don't know, feel like you don't belong anywhere, if you feel like everyone else is okay with life, but you're not, like that doesn't mean something's wrong with you. Like it usually means you're meant to grow past the environment you're in. Like once you, I think, find the right people, the right mentors, the right tools, like everything starts to make sense, you know? And in this, like if this video even like felt like I was describing part of you maybe, then you're exactly the kind of person I like talking to, you know? Because I used to feel the same way. Like if you ever want to talk like about where you're at or how I found the mentors and the tools that helped me even change my life and everything, you can message me on Instagram. I always put the links to that in the description. I read my messages, you know, I don't have thousands of followers, subscribers, whatever. So I read all my messages and I like to hear, you know, people's stories. And sometimes the right conversation at the right time can change everything. And if this feeling of knowing that you're meant for more, but not knowing maybe how to get there yet sounds familiar, like I want you to watch this video right here. In that one I talk, you know, about why a lot of people feel stuck even when they have a plan and what's actually missing. If this video makes sense to you, then that one will too. I'll see you there.